Good morning, everyone. We're going to read Matthew chapter 7. Again, we are in the Amplified Version. Chapter 7 of Matthew. Do not judge. Do not judge and criticize and condemn others, so that you may not be judged and criticized and condemned yourselves. For just as you judge and criticize and condemn others, you will be judged and criticized and condemned. And in accordance with the measure you used to deal out to others, it will be dealt out again to you. Why do you stare from without at the very small particle that is in your brother's eye, but do not become aware of and consider the beam of timber that is in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, "Let me get the tiny particle out of your eye," when there is a beam of timber in your own eye? You hypocrite! First get the beam of timber out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the tiny particle out of your brother's eye. Do not give that which is holy, the sacred thing, to the dogs, and do not throw your pearls before hogs, lest they trample upon them with their feet and turn and tear you into pieces. Keep on asking, and it will be given you. Keep on seeking, and you will find. Keep on knocking reverently, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who keeps on asking receives, and he who keeps on seeking finds. And to him who keeps on knocking, the door will be opened. Or what man is there of you, if his son ask him for a loaf of bread, will hand him a stone? Or if he ask for a fish, will hand him a serpent? If you then, evil as you are, know how to give good and advantageous gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven perfect as he is, give good and advantageous things to those who keep on asking him? So then, whatever you desire that others would do to you, and do and for you, even so do also to and for them. For this is and sums up the law and the prophets. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and spacious and broad is the way that leads away to destruction, and many are those who are entering through it. But the gate is narrow, contracted by pressure, and the way is straitened and compressed that leads away to life, and few are those who find it. Beware of false prophets who come to you dressed as sheep, but inside they are devouring wolves. You will fully recognize them by their fruits. Do people pick grapes from thorns or figs from thistles? Even so, every healthy, sound tree bears good fruit, worthy of admiration. But the sickly, the decaying, the worthless tree, it bears worthless fruit. A good, healthy tree cannot bear bad, worthless fruit, nor can a bad, diseased tree excellent or bear excellent fruit, worthy of admiration. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and cast into the fire. Therefore you will fully know them by their fruit. Not everyone who says to me, "Lord, Lord," will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, "Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, and driven out demons in your name, and done many mighty works in your name?" And then I will say to them openly, publicly, "I never knew you. Depart from me, you who act wickedly, disregarding my commands." So everyone who hears these words of mine and acts upon them, obeying them, will be like a sensible, prudent, practical, wise man who built his house upon the rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against the house, yet it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a stupid, foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell, and great and complete was the fall of it. When Jesus had finished these things, the Sermon on the Mount, The crowds were astonished and overwhelmed with wilderness and bewildered, wondered at his teaching, for he was teaching as one who had and was authority, and not as did the scribes.